Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today's video is going to be quite different. As we know, growing up in a Nigerian home is different, very different. If you know, you know. I feel like Nigerian parents are known to be strict. They're known for um, respect, like for their values, for how respectful they want you to be, and then they're known to like teach discipline. So today the new thing is, I'm gonna be featuring my dad.
It's Royal Highness to the core.
He has no clue that it's gonna be in this video. I'm just gonna like call him and then ask him questions that have been on my mind since I was little, or I just say for the purpose of this video, questions that has been on my mind. So I'm gonna be asking him a few questions, and then it's gonna also like talk a little bit about my childhood, and then yeah, we'll give some advice at the end. I mean, what is having a conversation with a Nigerian parent without ending it with an advice, right? So yeah, let's get right into the video. I'm gonna call him like now. Let's see if he actually picks. I actually don't know. I don't know how to feel about this. I don't know if I'm supposed to be like excited or no. Ah, he's online. Crazy. Alright, let's do this. Let me turn on the other microphone. There we go. Alright. Okay. Hello, Daddy.
Hello, Pressure. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
It's God.
How was your day?
I thank God, Jare. The day has been. I'm meeting Amala. Come and join me.
Agbavire. Oh, this one that you are eating like this. Are you almost done with your food?
Mo ti jẹ oúnjẹ tán.
Okay.
Mo kàn ń lábọ̀.
So, Daddy.
Talk.
I'm recording for my YouTube channel. And I want to ask you a few questions.
Okay.
A few questions about growing up in a Nigerian family and then all the discipline you gave us. Okay, should I give you like some minutes and then I'll come out?
Give me like 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Okay, alright, I'll call you in a bit. I swear, guys, I really don't know how to feel about this. I don't know, but I guess we'll figure it out. So, guys, I think it's 5 minutes already. I should call him back. I don't know what he's doing to get ready, but I feel like he's also probably nervous. But let's see. Alright, I'm gonna call him again. Hello, Daddy.
Hello?
Oh yeah, 5 minutes has passed now.
Mo ti ṣe tán.
Are you ready? Okay. What did you say?
Kì í ṣe fídíò.
No, it's not video.
Torí mo ṣíralẹ̀ mi o, mo jàjàmàlà tán ni mo gbàtẹ́gùn.
No, it's
Bẹ́ẹ̀ kí n
not.
lọ síta. Ó yá.
It's not video. I'm already recording. No.
I
Okay.
think it's cool now.
Okay. Alright. Okay, so first question. Why are Nigerian parents seemed or like why are they perceived to be so strict? Like no room for mistakes at all. Like was it something that you were taught to?
Well, ordinarily, as Nigerian and as black, we, because of the culture we have,
Mm-hmm.
and which is we have taken it as an inheritance. The culture ought to, move from one generation to the other. So by so doing, we tend to learn some things from our parents,
Mm.
and which transcends to our children too, because the blood flows. Because ordinarily now everybody is agitating that we now have culture day now. The reason why we have culture day is the fact that we don't want those culture, those habits, those character that is known with Nigeria to just go to extinction. So that's why
True.
we are trying to bring it back, because computer has really taken over a lot of things. So we are trying to like make it. The reason why we consider Nigerian being strict a little, maybe Nigerian parent being strict a little, is the fact is it boils down to our culture, number one, and at the same time, if you look at it, it's a good. This is there are things that are very very good, even for one to have a good growth as a child. Because say take for example, when a father had to like, okay, when you wake up in the morning, I need you to greet me. I need you to greet your mom. I need you to greet the elderly ones. And by prostrating or by kneeling down, if you are a female, kneel down. If you are a male, you have to prostrate.
Mm.
It's a way of teaching the child humility, a way
Mm.
of teaching the child how to respect elders.
Mm.
Very unlike that in the Western world, where they have to shake their head. They don't even bend at all. They just, stand upright, begin to shake and all of that. But if you look at it, when you see a Nigerian prostrating and all of that, it's like it's an honor on its own. Even the person you are kneeling down for will have seen it that, oh, this is a well cultured child. This is somebody I can really tame. But if you see somebody standing tall, greeting you, you will have, noticed some things that, oh, maybe this guy has something in mind that I'm not having. But if a Nigerian child that prostrate or that kneel down, you would have known that this one is flexible. I can train him or her very well. I can deposit a lot of attributes, good attributes into the child, and he or she will adapt. So that's why at times, they think Nigerian parents are a little bit harsh, and also there is a need for us to be introduced to the basic facts of life. There is need for a child to be introduced early enough to the basic fact of life, knowing fully well that life is not straight. Knowing fully well that life is is full of ups and downs. So if a
Mm.
child is not introduced to that, that's when you see today some people, small thing happen to them, they will go and commit suicide. But if a child has been trained right from youth, right from when he or she is a lad, like, okay, when he's going to school, oh, how to cross the road, oh, the moment I show you once, the next time you're going to do it yourself. You are going to cross the road by yourself. You are telling the child that you take responsibility for yourself, instead of
Mm.
every time taking the child, crossing the road and all of that, and you have to be doing and until the person becomes an adult. There's no way such a child can take responsibility. There's no way such a child can withstand a tide when it comes, because
Yeah.
life is full of ups and downs. It can happen, but if that child is trained to be bold, is that child is trained to be, to learn to take responsibility. I said that, oh, you can do something even without the parent interference. going forward, the child will, learn some things that, oh, I should be able to do some things on my own without my parents. So that's why they see most times that Nigerian parents are, so harsh. Or no, it's not, but it's just a way of making the child grow and grow well and grow bold and grow very very responsive.
Mm, I get that. That's actually very true. Because in like, I mean, I'm in the US now, and I noticed that people from Nigeria or like the African continent, we seem stronger. Like we seem like we can take on more stress per se, or like we can adapt when things get um more difficult. So I think it's actually because of the way we are being raised and everything. So yeah, I think that is actually true. Okay, second question. Are you ready?
Okay, I'm here.
This one is not too much. What is one thing that we as your children could never say when we were growing up? Like because of like the
Well,
discipline and everything.
okay. Oh, that maybe you are afraid of saying.
Hmm. That we just know that if we do that, we will land in trouble.
Okay. Oh. Yes.
Yeah.
It's it's still this very question still bothers to to the first question that I had to say, talking about humility, talking about respect, talking about acknowledging elders, and talking about regards for
Hmm.
elders or parents and all of that. Of course, there is when we have children, it's still very good, very nice to give children some a kind of liberty, a kind of breathing space, or a kind of freedom, that
True.
that will enable them to know that life is worthwhile
Hmm.
living. You people understand that life is worthwhile, life is enjoyable in Christ. So going back to your question, of course, if a child, what I hate most is really talking about or telling my children, oh, come and do this, oh, do this and do this and all of that, and then start trying to procrastinate. If I cannot do it, I don't expect my children to do that. I wouldn't expect you people to do it, to begin to procrastinate. What you have to do now, you must do it.
Mm-hmm.
My I have a watchword, and I think as much as possible I've been passing it across to you, my children, that what is worth doing at all is worth doing well. Whatever I wouldn't do, I wouldn't really do well. I prefer not to be there at all. Whatever I will have to involve in, then I have to do it very well. So also, if my children are engaged, then I will be seriously angry, and which might land the child a punishment. So and also another thing that might that would also say, if my children you know that might really be angry about, or that might really punish them for, it's disobedience.
Mm.
Disobedience. Disobedience. So I hate it with passion. Disobedience, even not to me. Of course, I can still patch my own, within, but because they say something that charity begins at home. So
True.
if I'm not training you to be obedient at home, and it means that when you get outside there, that it will show up, and the people will really know that, oh, it means even the child show since the child is not obedient now, it means that the father, even the parents are not that obedience and all of that. So that what you are, of course, should reflect in the life of your children. So that's why I always, take my time to really be, tell you my children that, oh, just have to obey every word. You just have to, have regard for elders, and one other thing that might get me angry is your studies, because if you are not facing it, and you don't have any other work I'm giving you, other than okay, to nurture you in the way of the Lord, then pass the right education, down
True.
to you people, and you seem not facing it. You seem not showing lackadaisical attitude. There was a time, even you, I have to tell you at the time, when the result came, when you were very still, at a junior class, and I had to like, okay, it seems I don't want to waste my money. I won't waste my money again. Will I go and enroll you with a pepper seller so that you start selling now, so that I won't waste my money?
I
And
remember.
immediately I could see, immediately I could see that you sat up, and you ended up even representing your school, even in that very mathematics that we're talking about. So those are the things. If I've not taken the pains of really hitting it hard on you, to get you thinking, then I think you won't be able to, sit up, and you still continue to see it as a mountain. But the moment you had that, and you're like, oh, this is not what I wanted, and all of that. That's a form of discipline, because I've touched your emotion. I touch your emotion, and the moment I touch your emotion, then you really have to like, oh, you don't like it, and maybe probably you cry. Then I can't remember, of course. So when I touch your emotion, and that thing, you really made, created a change. So there are several ways by which you pass across discipline, not a way of flogging, not a way of hanging or whatever. No, there are several ways in words, in in words you can, as well as the discipline. So those are the things I can really, still talk about now, that can really make me, I wouldn't want you to engage in, that I wouldn't want you to do, that my might get me angry.
True. But there has to be one thing that your children can never say to you. Like for example, you know how maybe some people, their parents are talking and then they say why, and then the parents will now say, "Are you really asking me why?" Like that, those kind of things. Like what's something that you've probably seen in your friends' children, but you know that we can never say it
Well,
to you.
well, to me, like I said, you my children, I always love you to be very free to me. So, but
True.
it all borders to the fact that discipline too, because now when when a child is not trained to be rude, I don't expect you to say rubbish to me like, daddy, you don't know what you are doing, or daddy, your head is not correct, sort of, all of those thoughts. So I wouldn't expect that. That's why I'm like, okay, those things are so, as some statements that are far away from me, even within my family, so far away,
Mm.
because I didn't train you like that. There is no even way you can even find such. Very unlike some families, they cause themselves on, anyhow, they don't see anything bad in it. But here, when you are not introduced to that, you didn't see that anywhere. There's no way you can, such a thing can come up from, my children. And that's why I'm like, is there anything? I find it very difficult to really look at it. Like, is there anything my children cannot tell me? Like, absolutely. There's nothing you can't tell me, because I know the negative can come out.
True.
The negative can come out. So when the negative can come out, because you can't find it, because you have what is a child is a product of, hearing, seeing, hearing and seeing. So when you have not seen such, you have not had such, then there's no way you can really, my children can really, inherit such. So there's no way such can be said to me. That's why I'm like, I've, not really seen such as something, really saying that, or saying something that you can not say to me, that you can, of course, daddy, you can, we are meant to be friends, even though I'm your father, then I used to believe that we are all friends, that
True.
we should be free, because if you are not my friend, then you won't be able to talk to me. You won't be able to say a
Mm-hmm.
lot of things to me, and you get to understand some things outside which might be inimical to what our family wants. So I must be able to create an environment that will really be friendly, conducive for my children to really be able to interact with me, to be able to really tell me things. No matter how awful, no matter how raw they are, I really wanted my children to be able to, speak up. So that's why I'm like,
Mm.
okay, of course, when they will not speak, if they want to speak and they will not speak in the negative, so they have not seen the negative. They've not know how they speak in negative. They don't know how to curse. So that one would swallow away from me. So I wouldn't expect that, and that's why my children are always free with me to really interact and have free interaction with ourselves on everything. Some things I need to caution you on, I will have to caution you, like, okay, don't do this way, or correct you, sort of. Oh, do it this
Mm.
way. Oh, you don't say it this way. Say it this way. So those are the things. Mean that they are negative things. No, there are some positive that are not precise, that are not timely. There are some positive discussions that are not timely. Although you
True.
don't have to, as a small child, you don't have to engage in such discussion that, okay, it's meant to for so and so and so and all of that. So those are the things I can. But now I can't really see, one thing my children cannot tell me, because I know they can't speak in the negative.